This is Sean Sport in podcast form.
We're catching up with the greatest number 8 that's ever played for the Fremantle
So
Dockers.
generous at the shop,
Andrew
Sean.
Brayshaw. He is.
Andy, how are
Andy,
you?
how are you?
Yeah, very good. Not so sure about that, Shawnee, about the number 8, but thank you very much. I appreciate that comment.
Yep. I would like to go to the supermarket today. Can you meet me there to pay for my groceries, please?
Yeah, no worries, mate. I think you probably owe me one.
No, Sean. Did you ever pay him back?
No, yes, I did.
He paid him back in a book of Sean coupons.
No, well, I think I mentioned to you this before, Andy. I rang Justin straight afterwards, the coach, and I said, "Have you got Andy's number? He just paid for his groceries."
If you don't know what's happened, Sean was at the shops, and then he's got
Just
distracted,
walked
and he's
away.
walked off without paying, like all those people do. You see at the shops now, and Andrew was there, and he had to pay for it. It's great.
Yeah, it was a great stitch up. So, how's pre-season been going for you? You great man.
No, it's been really good. Obviously, it's been, for everyone that doesn't know, it's been very hot in Coburn, and it's been brutal. We've been training hard, and I think everyone's ready to play against some opponents, and very excited that we get to play against the Indigenous All-Stars.
Well, it's not called Coburn for no reason.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Andy, I was away over Christmas, so I want to know, did you and your little friends do your Christmas Day 100 again like you always do?
Yes, we did. It wouldn't be Christmas Day without 100 hundreds. We were in Victoria. My brother Angus was getting married over Christmas, so we were in Victoria. Did the 100 hundreds. There was a good crew of us, and then we enjoyed some Christmas lunch and drinks. It was
You
awesome.
really earn your Christmas lunch, you lot, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it makes you feel a little bit less guilty in the afternoon. Yeah, definitely.
What's the thing at Christmas lunch that you look forward to every year? Like, for me, it's the Christmas Day lasagna and the plate of deviled eggs. Is your house fancier than that or not?
No, I very much look forward to the Christmas ham that we usually have.
Yep.
And then I love, for the next couple of days, just having it again in a toasty.
We've
good ham.
I think probably a couple of times we have a Christmas ham. We don't have a Christmas ham.
Oh, my brother-in-law does one. He's a chef.
And
It's amazing.
everyone goes nuts trying to get down there and get the best ham.
It's surprisingly the effort, the reward for the effort is amazing because you don't.
Really?
It doesn't take a lot to glaze a ham, but that's
Can I ask you about the ham itself? Why do we put it in a pillow slip and chuck it? Andy, do you know the answer to this? The pillow slip, and it goes in the fridge.
stops it drying out too much.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm definitely not the chef in my household, so I can't answer that one for you.
But he eats it.
Andy, I want to go back to pre-season. You said it's been a great pre-season. Obviously, we know it's been hot as hell, and a lot of those sessions you guys have been kicking off in the morning and then going all the way through to lunchtime. But is there ever fun? Because my memory is every day is hell, and you just got to get through it. And particularly a lot of the times when you
Hello, Megan, his beautiful wife.
and particularly when you're doing your running sessions and you think, I can't take another step, and
That
you
must be
realise you're only
horrible.
halfway through.
Yeah, no, it's definitely physically and mentally challenging. I don't know if fun is the exact word I'd use to describe pre-season, but you definitely bond over those tough training sessions and those times where you feel like you can't give anything else, and then one of your teammates will get you up and about, call your name out and ask you to give that one more effort or do that one more thing that the team requires. And then by the time you get to here, you can look back confidently on the last couple of months and go, far out, we did all this work. We should be feeling really good about, getting to play some opposition.
Andy, so when you're not playing, right, and you've got your break, do you, when you're coming back to work, because you're going to be training in the heat and it's going to be a huge year, and you already in your mind know what you've got to do to get there. Do you get anxiety from that? Because sometimes when I'm coming back to work after our break, I get a bit of anxiety because I'm like, oh my God, like last year was exhausting, and
It's like the Sunday scaries, but on a big level.
on a big level, yeah. And I'm like, oh my, yeah. So does that happen with footballers, or are you guys really chomping at the bit to get back because you've had a taste of normal life there for a second?
Yeah, no, I think everyone that's at the footy club, and I probably can speak on behalf of everyone in the AFL, is that we signed up for this job because we love the game, and I think if we didn't love what we were doing, we probably wouldn't be here. But in that sense, 100%, there's definitely nerves, and when we come back, we do a lot of testing, and you just know it's going to be really hard. So there are definitely butterflies in the stomach, and it probably gets worse if you hadn't if you haven't done as much work in the off season. So which is why we have a program, and if we do everything that we've been told to do by our strength and conditioning staff, then we feel confident and we can go out there and do really well.
Sean, what about you? When you were playing, did you ever think? Do you ever? Oh my God! I hope I can still do this well this year. Does that?
Well, the first few years when I was playing, the off season was the off season. So you would
really
see me
was
at
off.
Metros at Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
And the coach was there next year. Yeah.
But then, a few years into it, it became
more professional.
And because when you come back, everything gets measured, as Andy said, straight away, and that's when the anxiety comes into it. And I don't think you ever, no matter how, because I got to an age where I had kids pretty young, so my life settled down pretty quickly all of a sudden, which allowed
the word
me
shackled.
Shackled, allowed me to focus on footy. But I don't think I ever felt like I was prepared enough.
You were never doing 100 hundreds on Christmas Day, were you?
By the way, 100. Can I talk 100 what? What are you doing?
100 metres sprints.
100 metre sprints.
Times 100.
Well, that's bad.
I started doing it last year with my younger son, Ollie, for Christmas. I think I got to 40 odd and I was going to pull a hammy for
And how many days do we have to do that?
Before you got to get it in before Christmas lunch.
Bullshit.
Yes.
Are you serious, Andy?
How are you doing that? It's become a real tradition for your family.
Wait,
hasn't
I'm
it?
sorry. How many of your family do it?
Well, it started with just me and my brothers, but now we actually have. There's a lot of people that do it all over Australia, really.
They do.
Yeah, a lot of people do
You
it.
started a
They
movement.
started it. Yeah, when I went out to the park on Christmas Day this year, there was so many people doing it.
Did you
It's unbelievable.
monetize this trend,
No,
Andy
no,
Brayshaw?
definitely
You
not.
idiot.
Yeah, no, that's a bummer, isn't it?
And Andy, I was looking at the Phoenix Open just the other day and see that Minwoo Lee, he finished top 10, I believe. Do you take any credit for the way he's playing these days on the golf course?
I don't know if I can take any credit, but I do every time someone mentions him, get to tell them that I have beaten him over 9 holes before.
Hey!
He, yeah, pretty stoked with that. He one day was 1 over through 9 and I was 1 under, which was my best round ever. And then I think through the 18 he ended up absolutely smoking me, but that is
No. Hang on to
the
that.
point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That is
That's
a
when you
major
walk off.
victory.
That's when you walk off, go, no, I've got to go. We've just got to call. Got to go to the
That's
club.
right.
The Super Bowl's yesterday. Everyone's talking about Justin Baldoni. What's his name?
Jordan
Mailata.
Yeah, sorry, I just read Justin Baldoni on the TV.
too.
Jordan. And for people that didn't know how amazing a singer he was, you showed us some stuff from The Masked Singer. He was invited to go to the White House to sing for Joe Biden.
Joe Biden, yeah.
So this is him. This is him on podcast with the Kelseys.
Oh, yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah, he keeps singing like Christmas songs, but he's actually so talented. Is anyone in your team do something that we don't know about that's impressive?
Oh, actually, yeah, we've got one player, Matt Johnson, wears number 44 for the footy club, and he actually makes music as well.
What
so
does he?
He's definitely not the singer that we are listening to on the radio, but he is. Well, him and his friends have like a group of boys that they do like rap music, and
Wow.
it's actually they're on Spotify.
Okay.
What are they called?
And well, so he is. They all have like nicknames.
Yeah.
So he's Young Monts. So his name's Matthew Johnson.
Yes.
So M Once. So he's Young Monts.
Yeah.
And there's like G-Man, and they've got a lot of
It's always
boys
a
that
G-Man.
they all rap.
Yeah.
And JL plays, just before we go out to play, he plays this clip of like a hype video of all of us. And there was a game last year where he actually played one of Jono's songs, and it was very, very cool. But yeah, Jono's a rapper.
All right.
There you
Well,
go.
we're going to
That's
find
something.
Jono's
Danny
music, and he's
Johnson.
going to be played on Nova very
Yes.
soon.
Yeah. Hey, good luck this weekend, Andy. I hope you get through unscathed and
hot.
have a really great time. The Indigenous All-Stars game's always going to be a cracker.
Ripper.
Fremantle will get to have the first hit out of the season. Look forward to the year going well, mate.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, mate,
Looking
you
forward to it.
Willie's at 10 in Inglewood. Thank you.
Sean Sport in podcast form.
We're catching up with AFL legend Sean Burgoyne
What?
just now to kick off the show. G'day, Sean. How are you?
G'day, guys. Thanks for having me.
Wow.
No worries. We'll obviously get into the football at some stage, but did you watch the Super Bowl yesterday like everyone else?
Yeah, I tuned in for bits and pieces. The halftime show's always talked about as well, so I watched that a couple of times.
What
The
do you
game
think?
was a bit of a fizzer.
Yeah, the game was a
a bit of a fizzer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that might happen, by the way, because everyone built up the Chiefs to
Yeah.
be
The
indestructible.
three-peat,
You got
yeah.
another team who played against them 2 years ago, went down. You know, Jalen Hurts is a jet.
Yeah.
They
But
were able to
what
get
was
it
different
done.
from last time is that they didn't cross the tailor as much, and I feel like that was actually what we needed.
Well, three-peats are pretty hard to come by, aren't they?
Just love that
Yeah.
there. The Mighty Hawks with Sean Burgoyne up the helm there. You're able
so-
to do that,
Yeah,
mate.
not
Well
just
done.
anyone can do it.
That
You're right.
halftime show, when we saw the headline act, I was like, well,
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar is, we all know who Kendrick Lamar is, but his music's never really landed here hard in Australia. He
No.
always does a collaboration with somebody. But the bits that I loved was Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, he was
he's just
terrific.
as
Well, he's
cool
just
as
cool.
hell. And Serena Williams' crip dance, the way she moved, I just thought, you are the coolest chick. She was just like, they're having fun,
Didn't even
sticking
have a
it to
tennis
Drake
racket
and-
or anything.
I don't know. I like those two bits. The rest of it was like, nah. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I couldn't really understand the words that are coming out of Kendrick's mouth.
I'm with you.
The crowd were bopping along, so our household was divided. I didn't like it, the
Yeah.
halftime show. My wife and kids all loved it, which was really, a talking point in the house last night over dinner. But yeah, it wasn't to my liking, but it was, the crowd seemed to know pretty much one word when they all sung
Exactly, Sean. Hey, you know the thing about the Super Bowl, such a big event all the time. You always run into people that you're mates with over the journey that
Yes.
might have just gone, and you know we know the prices are between $2,000 and $30,000. Has any of your old teammates, Sean, been over to a Super Bowl?
Yeah, there's been a few actually. Campbell Brown goes quite a lot. He loves it. He reckons the whole wherever the game is, that town comes alive.
Yep.
And he goes over and he reckons it's unbelievable. It's an experience that everyone just gets involved in. Maybe one day I'll get there. Who knows?
But the thing is, I wonder. So say you paid $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards, you go, that was money well spent, because you probably do. But 'cause anything that
I'd want to be
anything that
sitting on
costs
Taylor Swift's lap.
anything
if I
that
paid
costs
For sure.
$30,000.
Should give me
anything
a
that
drink.
costs enough money for you to be able to buy a car.
For a one-off
For a
experience.
one-off
Day.
experience, or I could have a car.
Yeah.
Like that to me is a lot. Do you think that? Have you, Sean? Have you ever paid a lot of money to go to something and then gone away and gone, yeah, that was worth the money?
No.
Oh, you're a footballer. You get it for free. That's right.
I can't. Although I try to work as best I can to get some freebies.
Hey, mate, there's no way. Sean talks about a helicopter company or so many times. Yeah. Give him a shout out, Sean.
Well, footy
Cass.
players are king of cashies. We all know that. But no, I couldn't justify paying that amount of money for any event.
Well, Sean, you wouldn't get it past them. Well, I wouldn't get it past the missus. I'd imagine you might be in the same boat.
Well, they don't want to come. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We've got 4 kids.
Yeah.
Imagine Megan at the
Just
Super
raised
Bowl.
out of control.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
exactly
right off. That'd be absolutely right off. Now, let's talk about the Indigenous All-Star Game. Kicks off this weekend, so the footy is right around the corner, as we
Yeah.
know. It's 22 days away from the start of the AFL season.
That's
I think something like that.
crazy. It seems too hot.
It does.
To be in that scenario.
So that means, Sean, you'll be working non-stop from here on in.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, this weekend, so obviously the All-Stars versus Freo, well, it's predicted to be 35, so I'll be sitting boundary side in a suit, sweating. Perth always turns it on.
Yes.
So I'll be over there with Fox Footy calling the game. But it's going to be exciting. Footy's here. Fremantle have done a really good job of promoting the game as well. I think ticket sales are going really well. They're obviously, the Perth people are craving for some footy, and I think the great thing about this game is you get a lot of players from different clubs in the one town, like similar to Gather Round in Adelaide, obviously the Indigenous All-Stars, and it gives Freo a really good hit out. But they're also having a couple of coaching clinics throughout the day on Friday. So normally you go to a coaching clinic and it's 2 or 3 players from the one team. They're going to get a whole heap of players from different clubs, and
Amazing.
AFLW players will be there as well. So it's going to be really good for Perth, I think, this weekend.
Hey, Sean, what did it mean to you when you used to have Indigenous camps and stuff and all the boys would get together, different things along the journey in your career representing First Nations people? What did it mean to you?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved the fact that I could play representative footy. I was very lucky to play for Australian International World Series, the 2008 Hall of Fame games. You know, the All Stars versus the Vics. So I loved it. I loved every single part of mixing with other players from other teams, representing your people, showcasing, an Indigenous Guernsey, but to mix with the other best players of the competition and mingle. It's not something that we do regularly. So I loved it. I put my hand up every single year. I made sure I was fit. I made sure I got all my niggles ironed out before the game. And the last one was in Perth against West Coast Eagles, I think at Leaderville, where West Coast actually got the win. So, which was, I think that game was sold out. Leader was about 10,000 to that. Is that 10,000 to that game? I heard the numbers. So, the Perth people really love their footy there. They're starving for it, so craving for the footy over there. So, I love it. I can't wait to get over there and be a part of this game. So, they're expecting, a crowd of over maybe 20,000. The last time I heard.
Oh, I'd imagine.
Hey, Sean, is it weird if you have to face off against your own teammates? Is that a weird scenario?
No, you know their weakness.
You do. Well, there's a fair bit of sledging that goes on, because you do know their weaknesses, and it's a bit different. But obviously,
do they tackle you as hard?
Yeah, they do actually go a bit harder when you play against your mates, because it's bragging rights when you catch up after the game, later on down the track. So you do go hard. But yeah, it's a funny one because I played obviously with Port Adelaide, went to Hawthorn, and then my first 1 or 2 times I played against Port Adelaide, it was a bit different because I had some of my best mates there.
Yeah. And, let alone your brother.
He just retired, but we had a couple of little skirmishes on the track as well over our time. So, it's all fun and games. Once you cross the white line, you've got to do the best for your team. It is.
But if you were to seriously injure someone on your team, would your coach afterwards
have a crack?
Rip the shit out of you?
Yeah.
Well, I reckon he probably would. I can remember years ago, I don't know if you guys, but the State of Origin game where I think a Hawthorn player tackled Tony Hall and he hurt Tony Hall's knee in a game, in the State of Origin game. So that was the last one I can remember in the mid-90s as a kid watching. So I reckon if you did injure your teammate, I think
there'd be a word.
You'd be in all sorts of trouble for sure. 100% these days you would because the players.
Well, it depends. Yeah, well, it also depends. Is he the captain, superstar, Brownlow Mendes in your team, or is he a rookie?
What if it's a superstar and you take them out for 2 seasons?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I was actually telling this story, not that it's taken somebody out for a season, but Dale Kickett was one of my great mates playing footy. And in his first year, he had a contract like all of us did that was you play milestones and you get more money.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he missed one game for the season, and it was because at training on a Thursday before about to play, everyone's just having shots for goal. And for some reason, I decided to try to take a hang on him, and I didn't get up at all, and I kneed him right in the leg and corked him, and he missed one game.
And missed a bonus.
He missed a bonus.
You owe him.
I owe Kath. His wife Kath, she'd be all over me.
Hey, Sean, after you finish playing football, right? Because we know a lot of footballers go, "What's next?" And that would be terrifying because you're seen as an old person in football, but yet you're actually really young, and your body hurts. So some physical stuff are out of the way. So what was that like for you finding your place in the world out of football?
It was different, wasn't it, for me? Well, I went straight from year 12 into AFL footy, so I didn't work a job, so I was very lucky.
Not like Sean at TradeLink.
So I got to stay at home as well because I was drafted to Adelaide and I lived in Adelaide. So, but then my footy career went for 21 years, so I was well and truly worn out, and I'd been preparing for life after footy for about 6 years out because I was only on 1 year deals for my last about 6 years.
Wow. Yeah.
Which I didn't mind, but I'd always prepared. So when the time came to, and I was very lucky, I got to retire the game. I got to give the game away.
Yes.
The game wasn't taken away from me.
Yeah.
So I was at peace with that, and I'd prepared myself to transition, and I had employment lined up straight out from footy, and I was able to make the transition relatively easier than some other players. But I guess it's preparing for life after footy and preparing for what comes next, and which was but it's even though I was prepared, it still took a lot of adjusting the structure the structure the footy club provides for you from 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Standards you provide for yourself with your food, your diet, your sleep, all that goes out, and then you're just left to just wake up and go to work every day.
There's no one there checking your fat rolls.
Yeah,
what was that? Can I ask what that first job was? What was that first job?
Well, for me, outside of footy, I was lucky enough to. Well, I started a cleaning business, my own cleaning business, ACS Indigenous. There's a quick plug. So I've got my own cleaning business. Do some went
way.
into the media,
Yeah.
and to some other things as well.
Mate,
Yeah.
clever man,
That's
clever
cool.
man.
I want to,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sean just had to come here. He came begging.
Yeah.
The begging is knocking on Nova, going, please, I can talk stuff. I learn to
Hey,
read.
Sean, we look forward to your fine
Still
work
haven't.
on the weekend. And
No.
great news. I just checked the forecast. It's actually going to be 37 on Saturday here in
Oh,
Perth.
that's nice. Yeah. No worries. I
You're-
have to slap my. I've got a big forehead, so I have to put some sunscreen on it.
Mate, yeah. Get out the broad brim hat,
Oh,
mate.
right.
It's part of
And
your
can you
get-up.
bring some of your cleaners over? Because mine, the floors need to be done.
Good
I'll
on
see
you,
what I can do.
Thanks to
buddy.
KO. Thanks very much, Sean. Good on you, mate.
Sean.
Nice. See you guys.
Bye, mate.
Sean Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.